I'm Ranjit by nature. The subject that I chose, and DCOM in fairness asked me to choose it, what I didn't bargain for, I like to go behind a lectern only because of my paunch. So I thought at least if I can hide my paunch, then I can speak better. But that wasn't to be. So I'm standing in front of you with my paunch, so forgive me about that. I love the Eastern Himalayas. My love actually is every single state here. I love the Brahmaputra. I love Nagaland. I love the music. I love the echoes. I love the entertainment. I love the spirit of the evening in any form that you want to use the word spirit. I love Manipur. I love Tripura. I love Mizoram. I love Arunachal. I love Sikkim and I love Assam. That's my love. I'm so privileged to be with so many people from the Northeast. When I had the privilege, and with all humility I say this, I opened the Tata Institute of Social Sciences here many years ago. And that was really a big joy for me when everybody came for the first graduation. They came in their colors of home. And you said, what a colorful state. I fell in love again. So that was my second innings, because my second innings was rooted in nature. The great thing about learning is that you don't teach. You have to learn. And what I have noticed, most people who are running NGOs, most people who are coming from bigger funded organizations come and tell you what they want to do. They don't listen to you. So one of the biggest challenges I have in nurturing nature is that people who want to fund you actually don't listen to you. And what you want to listen to and take the real challenges of the people who want to keep nature intact are what you can't do. And even if you do it, it takes a lot of challenge. Let me start by saying, I'm a product of nature. Every one of you here is a product of nature. If anybody here can highlight, put up your hand, that something what you're doing, or something that you eat every day, or where you sleep, is not from nature. If anybody could do that, I'd be really grateful. We can do it after the show, and I'm happy to listen to you. I have not found any system where we don't respect something, where everything of ours belongs to nature, but we don't respect it. Why don't we respect it? Because we don't value it. Why don't we value it? Because the world has gone very material. And the only valuation we understand is money. You look at the country economics, the only one valuation that they do is called GDP. It's called the gross domestic product, as in products and services multiplied by the value of money. Nobody talks about a green development index. Nobody talks about a green domestic product, because we don't value the green. In doing that and going around all over, I've had the privilege of actually speaking in many places in the world, in hallowed institutions like Royal Global and Harvard and Cambridge and Oxford. And I talk on the same subject about not on sadness, on happiness, and great pride that we in the Northeast really are very happy people. We don't need your help. Come and see our colors, come and see our music, come and see the rhythm of life. Everything is great. Do we all have cars? No. Do we all have money to fly? No. But we have a heart. Come and see the heart, and that heart is a natural beat that we talk about. So I went and created the subject called natureomics. If you go into the net, you'll see it. It's not great, but it's something that I learned from the people. It's of the people, by the people, for the people. It's called nature and economics. What does it mean? It means the interdependence between nature and economics. If you don't have that interdependence, it won't happen. See, we are in the midst of students, musicians, students of art, students of law, students of games. But one thing is that we don't have is a student of nature. That's my sadness. And that's why I said, let me create a subject. It is very interesting. This time, we have a forum. There's a 13th forum. I said, how do we make this even more impactful? People said, do it in school, do it in Taj, so people will come. We have awards every year, and we recognize people from the Northeast only. And last year, imagine Manipur with all its hassles, we gave the Lifetime Award to a person who has found 120 species of fish never discovered in the world, in Manipur. Meaning professor has found out. He deserves a clap, by the way. I think to recognize such people and to reward such people with the blessings of the Lord is what we really want. Because those are our role models. If I ask somebody, how many of you want to be foresters? I don't think I will get many hands up. I don't want to take the test, but I don't want to be proved wrong, but doubtful. If I go to my parents when I was younger and said, I want to be a forester, my father told me, you've gone mad. Then you might as well be a tea planter, which I am. But I didn't want to be a tea planter. I wanted to be a forester. So what I did, my parents told me to be with that community, and I used to walk to the forests around the tea estate. The tea garden was a monocultured forest. It was like a tea garden. It was really a garden for tea, because you manicured it, you cut it, you kept it, you didn't let anything else grow around it. It was not sustainable. And it was nothing to do with biodiversity, which is the heartthrob of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, ecology is economy. Without ecology, there's no economy. That's why I took that challenge in the first. Tell me something which is not built by nature. Everything is. Unless ecology is respected, it won't happen. So in this journey, I came across somebody who said, Ranjit, I really love your natureomics title. So I said, at least something got recognition, if not the concept and the content. At least, naam mein to kuch fayda ho gaya. So I said, theek hai. So he happened to be a person called Sir Partha Dasgupta. Sir Partha Dasgupta was born on the banks of the Padda River in Bangladesh. And before independence, we were all one, So I told him, Sir Partha, you've written such a fantastic book. And that really, is appealing to me. He said, that book actually, I should call it Natureomics. But the book's name is The Economics of Biodiversity. What does that book say? Amongst the many things, let me give you a small story. He told me, look at this butterfly. We did a study in Walmart in the US to say that this butterfly has done pollination for that apple, for that flower, for that fruit, for that nuts. The value of 23% of Walmart is because of one butterfly. Think of that. So the economics of a butterfly is not considered. None of us know that. None of us knew it. Forget the butterfly, then the bee. Between the bee and the butterfly, we've got 35 different percentage of turnover in the food section. In the food section, it goes to 60%. So the beauty of life, when you start inquiring and learning from the people, is always the fact that you are actually with nature and you can actually conduct everything that you want. Then there was a guy called Adam Smith. In the 1800s, for any of you who are economists here, will understand that he created the wealth of nations. In the wealth of nations, he talked about land, labor, capital, and organization. These four things added what is called GDP. And that is what the economics of the modern world, all the economics, Keynesian economics of Wall Street, Dalal Street, etc., is based on this entire projection that Adam Smith did. So what we said is, but where is nature in this? We did a study. So we went to Lord Nick Stern, who's another economist of London School of Economics, and we went to two Nobel laureates. And I'm not saying these names for any other reason. I was just trying to test ourselves. We are not perfect. We're far from perfect. We don't know everything, far from knowing everything. But if you go to these people and these names, and this is really a message for students, don't be afraid of seeking knowledge. So what did these guys say? That you're really right. See, I told them, sir, we're doing a book now. called The Natural Wealth of Nations. And they said, wow, what a fantastic thing. How will you value it? Unless you value nature, you'll never be able to make nature a central part of what you want to do. So therefore, the new book that we're doing, we've done many books, by the way, if you go into the net. It's called Natureomics 1, 2, 3. We wrote about solar, which is so popular now, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. And in fact, we did it with a guy called Tenjen Ao. He basically was a guy from Nagaland who was studying in Bombay. And we took him as a trainee. I took 9 people from the Northeast. I've always loved the Northeast. So in Bombay, when you find them, I said, why don't you do it? Go into Natureomics by Ao and see what he has written. He wrote this 20 years ago. He's a young boy who's doing well, I hope. We've lost touch. The natural wealth of nations will be what everybody should carry. For example, I have a home in Guwahati. I'm privileged my parents left a home for me. You see, the first half of the home is only trees. The second half of the home is the building, and the rooftop has only trees. My whole idea is that how do we value it? So I called a valuer, interestingly. I thought I was very smart. Trees, house, 2 stories, I'm sure the value will go up. That guy who came to value it, and I'm sure if I ask anybody else, he gave me the value of only the house. He never gave me the value of the trees or plant. He said, "Hetu to manu hai gos kati loi jabo." It is of no use. What are you doing? So there's no value for nature. So coming back, we're trying to work out a scheme by which everything in the world we believe comes under this umbrella. It's called land, energy, waste, water, air, and carbon. It's called LEVAC, carbon and run by community. So this whole phrase that we're doing, is we're running this program, and coming back to the point which I left off earlier, for the first time in the history of India, that we're running a forum this time, simultaneously in IIT, in Royal Global, Cotton University, and Guwahati University. Each of these forums will have teachers, students, and outsiders, corporates, and also people from the legal profession, because that is very important, and tribal communities or indigenous people, as I call them. They will be filling up this hall. So to learn. So we don't want to give a lecture in English only. How will the indigenous people do? So we're trying to work out translation methods, see that they're not just people to come to warm their seats, but actually participate in something. We said these 4, if we get the stamp of these 4 learning institutions, can you imagine that nature will finally be something that everybody applies for, and something that everybody wants to take forward, and something that everybody wants to do? Therefore, we've got a whole session with IAS officers. There's a thing called Project Karma Yogi, and that is run by the Prime Minister, Mr. Ram Dorai. He's the chairman of Project Karma Yogi, which actually trains the current IAS officers and new ones coming in. Other than in Mussoorie, they train them for the future. And one of the subjects, hopefully, will be natureomics. So with that, there's a lot of hope. Even you all can write books. Even you can learn. But in the process, there are only 4 things in the world. One is acquire knowledge, try and get some money, and have fun. Enjoy yourselves. Good evening. Thank you.